Good morning and welcome to Unity in Harlem Sunday services. Today is Sunday, May 14th, 2023. Today is Mother's Day. We honor and bless all mothers today for their love, for their joy, for their wisdom, for their sacrifices, and for the greatest gift of all, for giving birth and giving us life. Happy Mother's Day from Unity in Harlem. Unity in Harlem is blessed and pleased to have as our guest speaker today, Reverend LeRoy Weathers. Order of service is as follows. Marie Poncé will perform the opening celebration song. Bob Poncé will read the Unity in Harlem affirmation. Heather Wilson will read today's daily word. There will be a guided meditation, then the Sunday service presented by Reverend LeRoy Weathers. After the presentation, prayer requests, tithes, offerings, and the peace song. Now, the opening celebration song sung by Marie Poncé. Marie?
Okay, everybody, let's get up and sing and dance. Let's grab the best in our world. Maybe beyond it. Put your hands together, come on. When God made man, he made a spirit. It was his plan that we live blessed. The tempter came. We were distracted, the tempter came, and we fell. We were deemed to live a life that's beautiful, a life that's full, a life that's rich and plentiful. It is my goal to remind you of this principle. We're redeemed, a newborn soul. Let's get back to Eden and live on top of the world. Let's get back to Eden and live on top of the world. Let's get back to Eden and live on top of the world. Let's get back to Eden and live on top of the world. Now it's time. We change our thinking, know our design, and our Father's plan. Oh yes, it's time. We get back to kingdom. Now is the time to take a stand. Live on top of the world. 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 Our family's blessed, finances blessed, our mind and spirit, for everything is blessed. Oh, we're blessed, yes, you're blessed, yes, I'm blessed. We were tempted and we fell, Jesus came and now it's well. All is well, all is well. Live on top of the world. Live on top of the world. Live on top of the world. Come on, everybody, raise your hands. Raise your hands. Let's do a dance. We're living on top of the world. Oh yeah, live on top of the world. Come on and do it. Live on top of the world. Come on. Wave your hands. Wave your hands. Ooh, our family's blessed. Finances blessed. Live on top of the world. Our mind and spirit blessed. on top of the world. Live, I said live, oh, live. Thank you.
Thank you, Marie. Now for the announcements. Unity in Harlem Zoom connection number is 698-428-2725. Phone number 929-205-6099. Passcode number 777-7777. Use these numbers to join Unity in Harlem after the service for fellowship. To join Unity in Harlem's Tuesday study group, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. We started a new book, Shift Happens by Robert Holden, Ph.D. To join Unity in Harlem's Friday prayer circle, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Unity in Harlem's gospel program for May 2023 can be found on Unity in Harlem's Facebook page. Anyone wanting to speak to the minister about a personal matter, please call 646-481-1844. Join Unity in Harlem next Sunday, May 21st, 2023. Guest speaker, Reverend Marian Gambardella. Now, the Unity in Harlem acclamation. Bob?
Isaiah 55 verse 11 says, "So shall my word be that goes out from my mouth. It shall not return to me empty, but it shall accomplish that which I purpose, and shall succeed in the thing for which I sent it." Unity affirmations speak to the power of our words, and particularly the power of I am. And so we say this affirmation every Sunday to affirm our divine nature. The words are on the screen, and I invite you to say them with me. I am an abundant, radiating center of God's love and light for peace, healing, and inner truth for all.
Day, Sunday, May 14, 2023. Daily Word Reading. Blessing for Mothers. I bless all mothers with thoughts of gratitude. There is nothing quite like a mother's love, so nurturing, caring, and warm. Today, I bless the women in my life who express this love in all they do. Whether it's the woman who raised me or any of the other women I know who so graciously shared a mother's love, I have felt care of God through their tender touch and encouraging words. Over the years, I have grown strong and confident under their kind direction and have relied upon their wisdom. Divine feminine parts on earth in the loving words and caring hands of mothers, all those who share a mother's love. I bless them and I pray they know the love of God as they have shared it so generously with me. Then the mother of the child said, "As the Lord lives, and as you yourself live, I will not leave without you." Reading from 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 30. Blessing.
to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness. I know that God is always there, and every thought becomes a prayer. Let's pray. Our thoughts are prayers, the tools that we create with. Our thoughts are prayers that spirit resonates with. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of mindfulness. I know that God is always there, and every thought becomes a prayer. Let's pray. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness. I know that God is always there, and every thought becomes a prayer. Think. Our thoughts are prayers, the tools that we create with. Our thoughts are prayers that spirit resonates with. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of mindfulness. I know that God is always there, and every thought becomes a prayer, a prayer. Oh, a prayer. Thank you.
Begin by getting into a comfortable seated position. If you're in a chair, make sure your feet are planted firmly on the floor with your legs uncrossed. Either way, take a moment to adjust your sit bones so that they feel balanced and even on either side. Allow your spine to begin to straighten and lengthen, feeling as though each vertebra is stacking one on top of the other. Roll your shoulders back ever so slightly and let them drop down as you open up your heart. And allow your palms to rest in your lap, facing open, to receive all of the positive energy you are about to tap into during this practice. And whenever you're ready, lovingly close your beautiful eyes. Begin to tune into your breath. Feel a sense of expansion on every inhale and contraction on every exhale, as your lungs expand while you breathe in and contract while you breathe out. Allow yourself to really drop into your body, following the breath. Feeling the weight of gravity. Feeling the clothes on your skin. And perhaps even feeling a sense of the air around you. You allow whatever is to simply be, as you simply are. If thoughts come and go, that's okay. Just return your awareness to your breath, the music you are hearing, and the positive energy that's all around you. That's right. You begin to become aware that the room around you is full of positive energy. It's as if it is radiating throughout the atmosphere around you. Take a moment to become aware of it. It's there for you right now. Tune in. You begin to become aware that the positive energy is not just in the room around you. It is so expansive. It expands infinitely. You get a sense that it is everywhere, all the time, including inside each and every one of your cells, and within the space between each and every one of your cells. You welcome it in. You recognize it's always been there. It's just a matter of tuning in to its frequency. And as you do, it lights up. It becomes stronger, more vibrant. Stay connected to this feeling of positive energy that's all around and within you. The more you relax into this, the more you connect to this magnificent, radiant, positive energy, the more radiant, positive, joyous, and light you feel. You recognize you are positive energy. Feel this power. Allow it to serve as your truth. You may notice tingling in your spine, your head, your hands, and your feet. What else do you notice as you tap in to this positive energy? Tune in to how amazing and radiant you feel. This energy is here for you, always. It's just a matter of tuning in to its frequency. And from here on out today, you've trained yourself to know how to tune into it. And so, you can choose to stay in alignment with it as often as you can. To come out of this practice, but to also stay connected to the positive energy. Allow yourself to stay very present with this feeling as you begin to roll your shoulders, wiggle your fingers and your toes, and when you're ready, take your time as you open your eyes back to the world around you.
Good morning, Unity in Harlem, Grand Rising family. Welcome. And we welcome those who are the first visitors, because you've become a part of this family. Now, I want to take time out to give recognition and acknowledgement to Mother's Day. I wanted to remind us that the mothers are the backbone of our entire race, the backbone of humanity. When we look at the civil rights movement, we need to understand that it was the mothers that kept this movement going. They were the ones in the background, fundraising money, feeding folks, during the time that they were protesting. So I thank you. Because if it wasn't for the mothers, we wouldn't be here today. Again, welcome to Unity in Harlem. The topic today is energy. Everything is energy. Energy is a fundamental building blocks of life. It's God's creative energy force flowing through, around, and as you 24/7. Einstein's famous equation, E equals mc squared, tells us that everything animate and inanimate is made from God's pulsating creative force. Energy is movement, even when we can't see it with the naked eye. Everything is energy. The chair that we sit in is energy. The car that we see is energy. Everything is energy because molecules are constantly harmonizing with each other, pulsating to create this structure. And if there was any breakdown in this harmonious pulsating cells, molecules moving around, that structure would break down. Energy is the carrier of information. It's God's creative force through which all things come into being. Energy manifests in the physical, emotional, and spiritual aspect of our lives. Energy is movement. And we select its vibrational frequency, thus controlling the flow of God's energy within us. Particularly when we're faced with challenges in life. It's like tuning in a radio station, tuning in the right vibrational frequency that's in line with the vibrational frequency of the universe. When we choose a vibrational station, and this is a radio, we want to choose a station, again, that works in harmony with the vibrational frequency of the universe. When we're faced with a challenge, where someone has disrespected us, we want to tune into that station or vibrational frequency that deals with forgiveness, because that truly is in tune with the vibrational frequency of the universe. We don't want to tune into the vibrational frequency of revenge, because that's counterproductive. We're no longer in the flow of God's energy. We learn from African spiritual tradition. We learn from ancient spiritual traditions in Africa, Asia, and Europe that our complex human energy system needs constant flowing. Any disturbance in the flow of God's energy could lead to disease. And if you're not creating ease in your life, you're creating disease. I can remember the statement, and I've heard it many, many, many times. And for the first few years, I really, really didn't understand what it meant when folks said, don't get in God's way. When you have any disturbance in your life. But today I understand how we can get in God's way. When we're angry about something, we're in God's way. We're interrupting the flow, God's flow of energy. When we're revengeful, when we want revenge, we're not tuning into the right frequency. Because what happens with that attitude, we're in the way of God's flow. So don't block God's flow. We all have the power to tap into God's creative power and vitality to live a full life to its fullest. We all have that power to tap into it. But oftentimes we don't utilize that power and we give that power to someone else. We let someone else's opinion of us be our reality. We're tuning into their station and not to our station. We need to understand that we need not listen to what other folks feel about us, because their opinion doesn't necessarily need to be our reality. Their negative energy need not to interfere with the positive energy that we're trying to create for ourselves. The ancients taught us that all illness is caused by disturbance in God's flow of energy, like I was saying. Living life to its fullest requires free flowing energy. There's a saying, let go and let God. And as I said before, don't get in God's way. When we have issues or we have problems, turn it over to God. Try not to interfere with his flow of energy in resolving whatever issues we may be having. Don't get in God's way with negative attitudes or negative feelings. Learning to allow God's energy to flow effectively creates the health, happiness, and success we each desire. Of course, knowledge of the chakras and the human energy system can enhance your overall health and well-being. This extends to spiritual and personal health, as well as professional development. The more you understand energy, the more successfully you can manage your life. Understanding God's flow of energy is the key to a high quality of life. We all have the ability to step into the power of controlling the flow of God's energy. Far too often we give that power, as I said, to others, someone else's opinion. We need to understand that, once again, that we want to be in the flow of the frequency, vibrational frequency of the universe. Because you are the universe. Every cell in your body has its universe, which is vibrating together to form your universe, which is a collective universe making up and entering the universal force of God. You are the light. This universal force was put into our lives before birth. You were the light. We were the light before we came into this world. And you want that light to shine, not only on yourself, but on others. I quote Matthew 22, verse 34 to 40. They gathered together, and one of them, a lawyer, asked him, Jesus, a question to test him. Teacher, which commandment in the law is the greatest? He said to them, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the greatest and first commandment. And the second is like, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments hang all the laws and the prophets. Our energies that we have, that are God-given energies, should be moved towards unifying the world. Should be moved towards living with each other in harmony and accepting our differences. When I read that particular commandment, you shall love your neighbor as yourself, what comes into mind for me is you want to treat another person the way you want to be treated. It makes for a better world. I can remember when I worked up at Rikers Island, I worked with these young men. And I would share with them to treat other people with respect, to treat people the way you would want to be treated. And it makes a difference. And I also want to take time out to read Matthew 25, verse 35 to 40. For I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. I was naked and you clothed me. I was sick and you visited me. I was in prison and you came to me. This is working in harmony with each other. This is the energy that we need to create in the universe. That is created in the universe, and we must create this energy on earth. The energy that allows us to live with each other in harmony, to love each other in harmony. Now, what happens is that when we talk about these energies, we understand that and I've explained that there's a vibrational frequency attached to these energies. And it's how we use these, or we interpret, or how we see these vibrational frequencies. Love is the main vibrational frequency to this energy. To this energy that is the universe puts out. To this energy that God has instilled in us. When we come to understand that this vibrational energy is within us to live together, again, we learn to accept our differences. And as I said earlier, we don't give anybody power over dictating or impacting our energy. We need to understand, or at least I've come to understand, that this energy that we have can change. It's all about energy. It can shift. That's what energy allows us to do. It allows us to heighten our feelings. If we feel low, we can bring ourselves up. If we feel unhappy, we can change that energy. There's a process that we need to go through, like everything else is a process. We can change that energy through meditation, through prayer, through helping someone. We can bring about this shift to that energy. We can bring the change to that energy. We can't expect folks outside of us to make that change. But I am saying, and not to confuse anyone, if we wait for people to change their opinion about us, whatever we're going through, we'll keep going through it. In understanding you can't change people, places, or things, but you can change yourself. You can't change a mistake, but you can change yourself. You can't change the truth, but you can change yourself. If you go around blaming other people for what you're going through, you'll keep going through it. Because you can't necessarily change them, but you can change you. I know myself, because of relationships I might have had with my parents, et cetera, thinking that, I could change them. This way they'll change their feelings about me or what have you. We all go through that, maybe some of us anyhow. And anytime I would have a bad experience in life as an adult, I would blame them for how they treated me or however. And as long as I did that, I kept going through what I was going through. When I realized and accepted the fact, as I said earlier, that you can't change people, places, or things, but you can change yourself. You can't change a mistake, but you can change yourself. You can't change the truth, but you can change yourself. When I accepted that policy, I grew spiritually. I grew career-wise. I started making progress. And a part of that whole process was forgiving, particularly if I wanted to be forgiven. I had a dear friend of mine tell me at one point, well, LeRoy, you're always forgiving. You're always forgiving. Well, that's one of the frequencies in terms of aligning myself with the universe, making my universe part of the universe. I want to take this time out to thank you for listening to this talk today. And I hope that I was able to send a message to those that were listening. Again, that everything is energy. And with that being said, there's certain adjustments we can make. There's certain shifts we can make that certainly will affect our emotions, our health, and our spiritual growth. So once again, energy is everything. And before I leave, I'd like to thank you so much for listening. And again, I want to take time out to acknowledge Mother's Day. One of the things I do, and I'm going to end on this note, when I view God, I don't view God as he, I view God as he, she, or sometimes I view God as just God. But if God is the father, God is the mother as well. Again, I want to thank you for listening. I want to say God bless you and have a blessed, blessed day. And thank you. Now we take time out once again, and I'm off target here for prayer requests and love offering. Your love offerings and tithing plays an important part in the operating of Unity in Harlem. I need to say that when you give to Unity in Harlem, is greatly appreciative. And again, I want to remind you, in order to receive, one must give. I would like for you to repeat these words that's on the screen now with me. Love offering, divine love flowing through me, blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. Thank you.
abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun. God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth and the stars and all of creation. God is creator, all in all, freeing us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. God has us to shine its light. God has us to be his light. God is us as our light, as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. All that I'm saying is, God has us to shine its light. God is us as our light. God frees us to be our light, as you, as me. So use me, oh God, I stand for you. Here I'll abide for you. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, you're here, I'm here, we're here. Thank you.
Hello once again. As we move forward, I'd like to lead us in a prayer of protection. If you can follow me as I say it.
The light,
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally.